This is just a quick video. This one will be uploaded before the previous video. So the one that shows up after this one actually came before it. Does that make sense? So this is actually my second video, but I'm going to post this one first because somebody asked me about the bedding. And obviously they just don't want to search for my videos. They just want to ask the question. This type of bedding is not available in stores, okay? I named it because I created it. It was my idea. I just call it reusable bedding strips. It's basically made from a cleaning cloth, and if you want to know what that is, I'm definitely gonna have to refer you to watch the videos that are on my site there because I don't have any of the original cloths right now. I will probably be making more sometime after Christmas just to facilitate easier changing, just to have more bedding on standby. But basically, this is made of something that's similar to J cloth, but you can buy them in bags. Bags of 10 usually are the most common. They're very thin strips of cloth. The cloth that you see looks exactly like this. It's just a big sheet of it. I don't actually have any of the cleaning cloths here, but I could show you guys if you really want to know. But you can actually find all this information on my YouTube channel somewhere. I made like a gazillion videos on that, but this bedding will not be sold in stores. One of the reasons is because on top of buying your pet, which is the cheapest thing actually if you think about it, the only thing the store makes money off of you on after you own your pet is the food and the bedding. The bedding is the number one seller for them. Wood shavings are a byproduct of making products of wood like shelves and beds and all that stuff. And they're selling it to you for more than this stuff is really worth. It's just shavings. They have no other use for it. They found a use for it. And frankly, shavings aren't very absorbent. Okay, it's because of the natural aroma in the wood. That's what makes it smell like it's absorbing, but it's not absorbing your odor. The only way something truly absorbs odor is if it has nothing in it to begin with. Okay, and this cloth is just a natural kind of cloth. It's very fine, it's very thin, so it dries very easily. A natural cloth without being altered, like without being snipped into pieces like this, would dry in under 10 minutes. If you wring it dry, lay it flat on a countertop after you cleaned off a countertop or something, it will dry in about 10 minutes. This is the stuff I chose to use because it's hyperallergenic. It's scent free unless you use a scented soap to wash this bedding. It's reusable, so I don't have to keep paying $40 for a bag of Carefresh, and it's dust free. It does not have any dust, and also it is 100% safe because I asked the vet. It's 100% safe for your animals to consume by accident. So if they nibble on this because they want to, it's fine. This cloth, if you leave it submerged in water for a very, very, very long time, and like I'm talking consistently wet over maybe a week or two, it kind of feels like it's dissolving, almost like you can stretch it and poke a hole in it. But if it's just crinkled like this and it's just absorbing pee and it's not being manipulated, yanked on, really put weight on it, it won't dissolve or anything. It won't disintegrate. But this one breaks up very easily, and with the digestion system of animals, it can break down. And plus, it's very cute. I like that. You don't have to get them in three colors. They don't sell them in three colors. In order to get three colors, you have to buy all three colors and prep the bedding yourself. I chose to buy all three colors, and it makes no difference. The price is the same. So far, this is the only three colors I've found in the stores. You can buy them in packs of 10, and where I live in Richmond, BC, Canada, they sell for, I think, two, is it two something? Two something, I think. 247 or something for 10 sheets, or for a pack of 40 sheets you can get it for $6.97, so about $7. So in order to get the bedding that you see, all the bedding you see in use in this cage right now is 50 liters, and that costs you 120 sheets, so about $24. So obviously, in order to utilize a 2x5 cage with a 50 liters of bedding, you will actually need to own 100 liters. So 100 liters in total, that's 280 sheets. It will come to about $50. So $48 plus, give or take $1 for your taxes. Difference in different countries. But yeah, it will be under $50 to make this, and it will last you each set of this bedding will last you 2 weeks or more. My single guinea pig could have gone 3 to 4 weeks with it, but with 4 guinea pigs, I think it will only last me 2 weeks now. But it dries so fast, there is no odor in this cage. I recently switched to a less fragranced soap, and it still doesn't smell. There's no smell in this cage at all, and I have a really sensitive, nose. I can smell certain things really quickly. But I mean, I can take a handful of this bedding where I know they peed, like in that corner, and there's no smell. And the reason for that is because of the sheer amount of bedding you have and the ability for this kind of cloth to dry. I have 10 hamsters, so what happened was I wanted to find an alternative to using Carefresh because Carefresh was running me at $120 a month for a little over 80 liters of bedding a month. That's how much I was going through with 10 hamsters in these hamster bins. These bins are about 2 by 3 feet, so they're quite expensive to fill. And so I was trying to find an alternative, and I racked and racked my brain trying to figure out what I can use instead of Carefresh. I didn't want to use wood because wood can cause slivers in the animal's mouth, and they do like to chew on it a little bit, especially to soften up the bedding. And wood, there's no way to soften, so it's not very comfortable. And Carefresh is very lumpy compared to this. This is absolutely soft. I mean, there's nothing prickly about it, and poop does not stick on it. Pee absorbs and dries very quickly, and hay actually washes off of this. As opposed to using fleece bedding, fleece you'd have to scrape the hair off apparently, and you have to get somehow, I guess, vacuum or use a dustpan and broom and scrape off all the hay because otherwise it clings in the wash. Whereas this stuff does not cling to anything, because it's just the type of material it is. And don't ask me what kind because I don't know. But it does not cling. And hair just washes out. I see it in the filter when I clean it at home. I snuck off some. But I know that my cat wants to do that too. I didn't sneak off this though. I sneaked off the whole pieces of cloth, the uncut ones. I use it to dry my guinea pigs sometimes when I'm bathing them. But this stuff is really, really good. And it's reusable, and I've been using it with my hamsters for about, I think, 3 months, and I'm still using them. They do get a little lighter in color after a couple washes, but then it kind of levels out, and this is about what it looks like after about 4 or 5 washes. You do need to prep the bedding to have it look like this. That is a shocker. Some people were saying that their bedding after they made it didn't look like this. You have to put it in the wash and then put it in the dryer before it will look like this. Otherwise, you'll have flat strips of cloth and it looks very boring and it doesn't really absorb very much because it stays cling to the ground. The way it's crinkled is how air can go through, and that's why it gives it its volume, and also that's why it goes. You get more of it out of your bedding if you wash it and dry it first. You can use it without that, but it won't be as effective. Once you do it the once though, it'll stay crinkled like this. There's nothing special about crinkling it. It will just crinkle in the dryer on its own. You do have to invest in laundry bags, okay? Because it will get through the holes in your dryer when it's crinkling. So you do have to invest in bags. I recommend 4 large bags, 30 by 30 inches minimum. The size of the bag has to be 30 inches by 30 inches, and you need 4 of them per 50 liters. So this cage takes 50 liters, okay? And you need 4 of the zipper bags for that. So the bags I get them from a $2 store. They're very nice and sturdy. They're made from Japan. And it cost me $8. So you can imagine that this is going to be, if you want this kind of bedding plus an extra set for when you wash this, which is every 2 weeks, plus the bags, you're looking at about $60. $60, which is 1.5 bags of Carefresh. But you'll never, ever, ever have to buy it again. I guarantee you, in the lifetime of your guinea pig, you will never need to buy it again. And plus, it comes just so cheap that a handful of this costs pennies, less than 10 cents. So if your guinea pig is breeding, like you're breeding your guinea pig, and they have blood on it, and you don't want to wash it, you can just toss it out. It won't cost you very much. So just give it a thought. I'd be happy to help you guys with it if you have any questions. Okay, that's all.